Welcome back. Good morning. It's just after 6 a.m. and we've got a 50-minute run this morning. The weather has not been good.
Come here. Everyone come here.
Boston. Bella. This is both the dogs. Bit going on this morning. Spencer and I went to the depot outlet store. Got some RC Elites 96 AUD. Because I love my super comps, I'll give these guys a bit of a run today. And we'll see how they feel. My twin brother is a very good runner and also works at the running company. So yeah, tick of approval from the twin brother, and we'll try these guys out today. They also had some sick socks there. Look at this. Sort of don't mind the pink ones, but I want to wear the New Balance because I bought them. Gels. I haven't tried any more gels in a long time, but I needed gels for my long ride Saturday because I didn't have gummy bears. These were just from Woolworths. This is just like the local grocery store. Considering it's from the local supermarket, these have been the only thing that hasn't made me go to the toilet when I'm running. And maybe that's a secret hack. Now that I've said that, next time I use them, won't be pleasant, I would say. I used to be a pretty big sneakerhead, but sold a bunch of my sneakers to afford some of this stuff so I can try and do an Ironman. Okay. What is that doing? So I was freaking the dogs out then. Don't copy me with licorice. I just really like it. I just like lollies, so that's what I eat. But I must say my goals of nutrition and sleep last week were really good. Fit check. Oh man, how far do I have to walk back? You want to know what Boston's obsessed with? Alright, let's go for a ride. That's Melbourne weather in the middle of summer, which is not looking too flash. I'm still talking to the camera because I really don't want to run. Started raining now. I don't mind light rain when you're running. It's sort of a bit refreshing. Just stood in a massive puddle. Now my foot's soaking wet. It's still 38 minutes to go. Alright, so we've just done the run. It was an easy 50 and 8.6 kilometers in 50 minutes. First run in the RC Elites. Have to go clean them. A little bit better. I mean, they're going to get trashed anyway, but at least they're a little bit better. I'm going to go have brekkie, but then we're going to get stuck into a bit about my progression and then we'll smash out the Q&A. Little man. All right, let's go. I know I said no features on the vlog this week, but today we're here with Mitch.
All right, people, we're hitting the hit session today. Summer is on the way, we're getting shredded. I'm Mitch. You might know me from Dropping Game on TV, Love Island winner, been on there a couple of times, so that's what I'm known for. But today, shred session, summer's here, we want those six packs, so let's get it.
Got my heart no in the bed.
Done that before.
I reckon I look bigger than you there.
Out angled.
It's like a couple workout.
Seriously?
I completely don't know where my hat is.
Where what?
Don't know where my hat is.
Hat's gone. Hat is gone.
It's gone. Don't know where the hat went.
We'll never use these. We thought we'd cool down on them and like lose our bike virginity on these. Next session, we'll do a full like hour bike on here.
YouTube live on the bike.
On the bike for an hour. Ask us anything. Yeah, any question.
So basically today, Mitch sent me a message. We've been mates for a little bit now and said I'd help him out with a bit of a shoot.
Signing a deal with Nike, Bosch. Yeah, so filming that today, and we've just done a quick workout as well. But yeah, what's your training usually like? You don't really train like this, hey?
So I know earlier on in my videos I said I was training 4 days a week in the gym.
Yeah.
Because I used to train 6. That's down to 3 now.
Yeah.
But it's just like 3 full body sessions and then all the rehab stuff I have to do with it.
Yeah. So what you used to do, like a push-pull leg, like proper bodybuild, yeah. That's what I do. Yeah. I try and get 20, 25 minutes of cardio in a day. if I'm somewhere nice, I've got a holiday, I'm like, oh, I'll go for a run just because it's nice. So if it was like freezing in Melbourne, I'm like, no, I'll just go to the train. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, is what it is.
Mitch and I both haven't done any CrossFit in our lives, or whatever you'd call it.
That's next though. We're doing high rocks next, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing high rocks.
Triathlon, high rocks.
So after Ironman, we're going to do a high rock session. No, we're not, but we could.
Hell, I actually wouldn't mind doing one. So like,
I don't
got
know what
decent.
it is.
I think it's got like running and lifting, like more CrossFit
Like that
stuff.
sort of stuff.
I think it's more like you like clean and whatever, like cleans and all that kind of lifting, like Olympic lifting. We need to study it, but I'd be down to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be kind of cool for like something different to actually like do. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. 1,000 likes and Mitchell. You've heard we'll do a high rock session together.
1K likes and we'll do it at high rocks. We'll compete.
We don't even know if it's pronounced high rocks, but
It's probably not. It's probably say completely different. But yeah, whatever he said, we're doing.
were you nervous going on TV?
Nah, I didn't give a fuck, to be honest. Mate, my first post in the YouTube, you're like asking television.
Yeah.
Nothing's really that deep to me, so I don't really get like that nervous about like.
I wish I was like that.
I don't know.
I get nervous over like one comment. That's
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, to be fair, like I feel like when I was younger, I was a little bit like that, and then I kind of hit a point where I just accepted it, and I was like, well, like if you can't do anything right, because like if you're too nice, someone's gonna have a go at you for being too nice.
Yeah.
And vice versa, if you're not like nice, they're gonna be like, oh, you're not a nice person, so you can't win. 5-second clip of you on TV, and they make a judgment. It's just like, you don't know me, like.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do a triathlon as well, like one day. I like, just because you've got to lose. Yeah, when I lose, when I lose a little bit of muscle, maybe, but I would like to do it. But
So we just wrapped up the session. Obviously, we both had no experience with what we were doing, but we just decided to give it a go for today.
we just get it done.
Oh, it was fun. It was enjoyable. And if I finish Mitch's video, I'll chuck a bit of it in here, but I doubt I'm going to finish it this week. But yeah, thanks Rich for jumping on the vlog.
Thanks for having me. Star, he's helped me out massively today, so least I could do. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me in the vlog. It's been fun. Until next time. Until the high rocks. Until the high rocks.
Cut.
Yeah.
Boss is jumping on the bike today. I need a new overhead mic. I broke my Rode mic yesterday. Did the run, felt great. My foot problem since wearing the Cliftons is still there, but just not that bad. I can run through it, so I'm not really too phased. But I've been getting weird shin pain on the bike. Haven't been feeling the shin pain during the run. It's just been on the bike. I think it was because initially when I was riding, my knee would like come in and be internally rotated on the bike because I have a lot of hip internal rotation. But when we corrected that in the bike fit, I feel like I'm loading my lateral leg a bit more now. So then that's why I get shin pain sometimes. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's the only way I can think about it. But I got a bike session today, so we'll just get it done and then we got a 40-minute run. But yeah, I think progression-wise, most people would see on my Strava. Bike progression's just been getting on the bike a lot more than what I've been. Last week and the week before, we were 7 hours on the bike. And the week prior, we had a challenge, so it was nearly 8 hours. And then the weeks before that, it was only around like 4 hours, maximum like 5 hours that I was doing. So we've progressed the bike to being around 7 hours a week now. That's covering anywhere from 180 to 200 Ks. Obviously not super quick, but before that, I was doing like 4 hours and 30 minutes, and that was around 100 Ks. Swim-wise, since getting a coach, I've been swimming so much more. Last week, we covered around 7.3 kilometers. The week before was nearly 6. You would have noticed I was running a lot more in the first 6 weeks than what I am now, but it's slowly progressing back up. And at the moment, it's between like 2.5 to 3 hours of running for the week. Weight training, I do 3 times a week, which is a big jump from 6 sessions a week. It took me a while to agree to that. We're doing 3 sessions a week, and it's roughly full body stuff and a bit of rehab stuff as well. So that's basically the timelines of what I've been progressing, and haven't had too much problems apart from this week. My shins are super sore, but I feel like you sort of have to expect that stuff as well. I was going to try and go around to different places and do a question at every single place for the Q&A, but I'll probably just go grab a coffee and we'll answer the questions. Because there was a lot of double ups, I tried to put the question in categories and I'll try and answer it like that. If you're following my Strava, you would have noticed I ripped my only bib this week. I'm not buying another one at the moment. I'm back. I just rubbed DP into my eyeball. Anyway, that's all I turn the camera on to say. But anyway, let's just do this right. Bye. One way to wake you up, I guess. All right, let's ride. My groin as well. Honestly, just sound like I'm complaining the whole time at the moment, but my groin, foot, shin, but at least we got a fan. So you can tell, look, ready? My phone's there, hang on. Look at it. My hair just flaps in the wind now. Cody's goodbye video was so sad. I don't know, I just sat there and I was just listening to it and I was like, man, this guy changed so many people's lives, but I wish him the best and he's going to be an amazing dad. I truly think that Cody Train's made so many people start running marathons or start doing something that they've always wanted to do in life, which is amazing. I am truly thankful and I'm glad that so many people have messaged me or commented and that they're doing something for themselves or challenging themselves for next year. It's amazing, and it's honestly something that I never thought would come from this series. Even though I'm in pain with my shin pain, I'm happy. I gotta shut up and do this bike session. I'll see you after the bike and we'll do the Q&A. Now it looks like a lot of cream, because it is, but I've been dying for some scones, I think. German cream scones, all week. I'm gonna eat this whilst we do the Q&A. This is so good. 50% cream, I think. So I've pretty much broken this down into my journey, camera or YouTube related questions, and then just general questions. What was my biggest surprise within training? I'd probably say the biggest surprise was the cost of everything. And then that when you're training, you don't train to feel fatigued. You don't train to like exhaust yourself. It's probably something that I wasn't used to. Because in my past, I was a football player and a sprinter. Not a very good sprinter compared to my brother, but I was a sprinter for a little bit. Obviously working at higher intensities, whereas I've never really done endurance stuff. I'm training within like heart rate zones and making sure you're not too fatigued. They were probably the main surprises for me, just not being used to that type of training before. Cost was probably a big one. I didn't actually know how much everything cost to start doing triathlons or training for an Ironman. So those two things were probably the biggest surprises for me within training. I got asked this a couple times, and that was how many stretching or yoga sessions do I do per week? Yoga, I do 0, don't do any. Stretching, you probably noticed in like my earlier videos, I didn't really do much at all. Probably only started stretching maybe like the last 3 weeks. Probably only 20 minutes, a maximum 3 times a week. I know I should be doing it a lot more, but that's just all I do. So I'd rather be honest and just say that. I usually try and do it after my runs, and I run about 3 to 4 times a week. So that's just when I just try to fit it in. And as an osteo, I know I should be doing it more, but I just don't. Another big one that I got asked 4 or 5 times was balancing work, social life, and training. I'm not gonna lie, once I started this journey, I dropped my hours from 30 hours a week as an osteo to 15 hours a week. And that's spread across a couple jobs. And those hours are a lot on my terms, so they're a lot of afternoon or evening shifts. And then video editing and freelancing, obviously those days are a bit different because usually the early morning or afternoon for sunrise and sunset type stuff. It's pretty rare I do like full day shoots now, like 9 to 5, unless it's more corporate, but I don't tend to do more corporate jobs anymore. Balancing for me is a little bit easier than working a 9 to 5 to try and balance it. Although I still try and get most of my sessions done early morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. type thing. It's probably not right for me to give an opinion on those working 9 to 5 and those type of jobs. And obviously family, partners and everything like that, it becomes a bit harder as well. But for me, that's not an issue. Did I have much sporting history growing up? Yes, that's a good one, I think. I always played footy growing up since I was a young kid. And I played basketball until the age of under 16s, I think, so probably 15, 14. I injured my wrist in a school footy game, put me out for pretty much 2 years of footy, and then came back, won 2 premierships, and in my last year, tore my hammy. I was out for 16 weeks, and in the grand final that we won, also injured my quad, and I decided I didn't want to be injured anymore, and then quit footy. So the last time I did proper cardio and played a footy game was on the 30th of September 2018. So a fair while ago was the last time I actually trained any type of cardio. But obviously I have a fair bit of background to sport, and it's pretty much just over 5 years since I played any type of endurance sport. When I was doing sprinting, it was just for footy, and that was probably between the ages of 16 to 17. But if you want to see a good sprinter, go see my brother. He came second in Australia last year in the 400 meters. There should be a YouTube video up, so if I find it, I'll put it in the description. comment on the video, say go Cam, even though it's like 6 months old, but just say it. So obviously most of my younger years were all related to sport, and everything I did was sport. Went to school in a sports academy as well. So, but yeah, that's about it. I never did swimming at all. I still remember when I was in school, I never did the swimming carnival because I was too scared to swim, or just embarrass myself, so I just never did it. Obviously we're getting a little bit better at swimming now, but yeah, it just makes you look back on it, you're like, why didn't I just learn swimming? But yeah, how much time do I spend training weekly? At the moment, including weight sessions and everything, I'm probably training between 13 to 16 hours a week. There were a lot of questions about what training program I'm using or if I'm using a coach. So pretty much the first 7 weeks, I'd like to say, I pretty much structured it myself. Had a bit of help with the running from marathon coaches, but the swim and bike was mainly myself. Anna did most of my swimming from like weeks 3 to 7. And then since then, I hired a coach, and then the coach has been doing my training weekly. Any motivation for getting out of bed in the morning to train? If you find some, let me know. No, I'm joking. I think some mornings I just don't want to get up out of bed as well. I'm not going to say every morning is the best morning ever because it's just not true. Some mornings, some days I just don't want to train. If you've put something out in the world, you've commented, you've said it to someone, and then you don't do it, I think it just makes you think like, what if I actually did it? Like, why aren't I doing it? I think if you think about why you can't do something, change it to like why you can, and just think like, what if I did this? Like, how cool would it be? I think I thought about the finish line of an Ironman since doing this like 400 times. And I think that feeling alone just makes you think like, what if I actually did it? For motivation wise, I mean, I get messages every day now. Even though I get these messages, I still have days where I don't want to train. I think it's a little bit of a mental game too, because if you really want to do something, don't get me wrong, I said I wanted to do an Ironman last year. Didn't do it. Why? I just said life got too busy and I was working too much. But then once I decided that, I really wanted to do it, I just stopped what I had to, which I'm pretty lucky, reevaluated what was most important to me. And that was, look, I'll sacrifice some money and dig into the savings a little bit to do something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I used to work all the time. I probably work like 40 to 50 hour weeks, 35 hours a week as an osteo, and then the rest doing freelance and video editing. And I think meeting Zach in the middle of the year in the desert, hearing his story, made me realize that there's so much more to life than just working all the time. Obviously, some people enjoy that. Some people love that. I think that just flicked the switch for me though, which was in June, and it took until October to finally get enough courage to do what I'm doing. Do it for yourself because no one's going to do it for you. I rambled on a little bit then. Hopefully I covered a little bit of that. Camera or YouTube related questions. What camera gear I'm using. At the moment, I have a 16 to 35 millimeter on and a Sony a7 IV. I'm using the Rode Wireless 2 Go's for audio, and then most of the time the overhead mic is this guy. This is the old version, but it broke. I'm gonna have to buy a new one to myself for Christmas. How did I get into filmmaking and how did I teach myself to edit? I got into filmmaking probably when I was 16, and I watched a bunch of like Sam Calder and Jay Alvarez videos. All the travel videos made me really want to become a videographer and film myself traveling. My first trip out of Australia was literally in July, and it was to New Zealand, which has always been a place that I've always wanted to go to. And that was with Sean for DJI video. So obviously I'm pretty lucky with that. But yeah, that's the only time I've been outside of Australia. Most people think that I've traveled a lot more than what I have, but most of my shots are just around Australia, and I've only been outside the country once. There you go. I used to always be editing on After Effects most of the week instead of playing video games. I taught myself pretty much just through YouTube videos and spending hours on doing something or hours on tutorials. So some tips on how to compose YouTube videos or storytelling. Say prior to this year, my storytelling ability was really bad. Like, I'd always struggle to tell a story through video. And I think that's changed a lot this year. It's something that I've been trying to work towards, getting away from the fancy editing and transitions and moving towards like really telling a story. Obviously, I'd say I'm just a beginner with storytelling and I'd really like to learn a lot more. I know I really haven't covered any tips there, but I think it's just making content that people relate to. We're not all professional videographers or professional triathletes. We're just people that are trying to do the best for ourselves in the hobbies that we enjoy. If that's anything to go off, I hope that helps. Any triathlon books? None. Sorry, I don't read any books. Have I always grown up with dogs, and how do I keep a clean house? I have always grown up with dogs. We have had German Shepherds in our family for years. Bella's adopted, but Boston is the first dog that we've gotten pretty much. That's not a German Shepherd. He's my little man, so me and Spencer both got border collies at the same time. When keeping a clean house, honestly, the house is putrid. You'll notice that there's no shots of the floors because Boston's hair is all over the floors all the time. Our long-haired German Shepherd that passed away shed so much less than Boston. Boston sheds so much. Unfortunately, I'd love to say the house is clean, but it's really not. Have I tried LMNT salts? No, I don't know what they are, so sorry. What's the next challenge after the Ironman? Let's get the Ironman done. Let's have a good time doing it, and let's just see where it takes us, I think. That took me 45 minutes to answer that. I hope I answered those questions okay. It's my first time ever doing any type of Q&A. We've still got some food left as well after 45 minutes. When I post this, it'll be Christmas Eve, so have a good Christmas, stay safe, and enjoy the holidays. Throughout this week, I really wanted to try and think about something that you want to do in 2024. And on the next video, I want as many people to comment what they want to do in 2024, and hopefully to hold you accountable to do it in 2024. For now, have a good week, have a good holidays, and enjoy Christmas. Peace.